Hey everybody, it's PDubs. Thanks as always for hanging out upstairs with us and for checking out the channel. And on today's episode, I wanted to catch up with all of you regarding this NBA Jam Shaq Edition arcade cabinet that just went on sale within the last couple of days on the Arcade1Up website as an Arcade1Up direct order. Now, what's interesting is when I'm looking at this cabinet and it being an XL cabinet, I think about the original NBA Jam cabinet, which I still own from Arcade1Up. And when I think about that cabinet and I think about what I recently did where I sold my Arcade1Up first edition Golden Tee cabinet to upgrade to the new, Golden Tee 3D cabinet, I actually saw the value in upgrading. When it came to upgrading that particular cabinet, the really only issue with that cabinet is the monitor. Everything else about the cabinet made sense. Everything else about the cabinet made sense. You got more games, you got bigger screen, you got better sound, bigger control panel, no riser, bigger cabinet overall. It was enough there to justify the purchase, right? But when I look at the differences between the standard NBA Jam cabinet, one that I already own, do I see enough in order to upgrade? Well, what I see is I got 3 games, Jam Tournament Edition, I got NBA Hang Time, and I also have the ability to play those games online. The cabinet's Wi-Fi enabled. I can play people online, I can play my family, my friends, etc. I can also, play these 3 games, and the cabinet is fine. I mean, there's really no major issues with the Arcade1Up NBA Jam cabinet after they put out some firmware update. Unlike the Golden Tee XL cabinet, when you look at the Shaq Edition cabinet, you're going to spend $700, and you're going to get a bigger cabinet, probably better sound. You're going to get a 19-inch monitor, but you're still getting only 3 games. There's just not enough here. You're still getting the same 3 games. That's probably one of my biggest hangups with upgrading this cabinet is the fact that they didn't add additional value to make me want to upgrade like they did with the other Golden Tee cabinet, where they added more golf games, a bowling game, shuffle shot game, online leaderboards, online updates, etc. Now, when we take a look at this thing, there's also a big problem with this cabinet, and of course, that is the washed out screen. It's the same screen that they're using in the Golden Tee XL cabinet from everything that we've seen. Now, Arcade1Up hasn't officially confirmed it, but without a doubt, when you look at these photos, this has got to be that same exact monitor. And the fact that it's so washed out in every photo, the fact that they're not hiding it is actually interesting. One, I'll give them credit for being honest with their product, not like, posting a bowl of cereal using glue as milk, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least their advertisement is honest. Like, hey guys, this thing looks like this. So at least I'll give Arcade1Up credit for being honest with the way this stuff looks. Now, of course, when it comes to the Golden Tee cabinet, that's a cabinet where it's one player plays at a time. You take in turns, one person stands in front of it. And yeah, when you stand in front of it, it's okay, right? I mean, I can live with it. I'm okay with the Golden Tee cabinet, gave it a positive review overall. The only thing really, really sucky about that cabinet now, especially since they've done the firmware updates fixing the issues with the cabinet, is the monitor, right? The monitor sucks. But they're using the same monitor here, and this is a cabinet where, like, for instance, if I did pick this up, this is a cabinet that I would want to play with my son, my 21-year-old son. He does like playing the original NBA Jam Arcade1Up cabinet with me. And, him and I standing at, at angles, because you're going to have to stand at an angle, the screen is going to be washed out when it comes to 2-player action. Now, if you're a solo player at home and you never play with anybody, maybe you won't mind it so much. But the screen is just terrible, I think you can maybe get away with it when it comes to Golden Tee. Like, I've learned to accept it. I'm the only person in my house that plays my Golden Tee cabinet. My wife and my son don't play that cabinet. So for me, it's like okay, it's one player taking a turn at a time. But this cabinet right here would be more of a party, everyone hanging out, having fun kind of cabinet. And I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. And then on top of that, you have these horrible artwork, which I do agree with my other friends who have made YouTube videos covering this. When you look at the artwork on here is terrible, terrible. Not only do you have this washout screen full of shadows, but you got shadows of Shaq. You know, I understand that this is his logo. It's on his sneakers, you know, and you know, like Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, in my opinion, his famous logo is just a silhouette as well. I can kind of see that on the kick plate, but on the side panel, if you're not going to go with the original cabinet artwork, at least get us a color picture of Shaq looking like a monster on this thing, slamming that ball home. Instead, we get a silhouette that, is it Shaq? It might be, it might not be a young Shaq, who knows? But they could have gone with something much better. They could have gone with something a lot more impressive in style and artwork. Like, give me Shaq's face. Show me the uniform. And you know, if there's a licensing issue with the uniform, just put them in, you know, a plain basketball color, like just the colors, but not the logos. Like, give us something to make us really think that this is a Shaq and a Shaq-sized cabinet. The silhouette just doesn't do it for me. And also, I agree with other content creators out there that this should have been a limited run design cabinet, just like all the other big foo-fa cabinets that Arcade1Up has released. This should have just been like 100 cabinets, 250 cabinets, maybe 500 at the most run. And then what they should have done is just released a normal, without Shaq on here, normal size giant NBA Jam arcade cabinet without Shaq, just having it look like the original NBA Jam, just like this one right here, the original NBA Jam arcade that they did. That's what they should have done, because I think people maybe would have liked it more if they're newer to Arcade1Up. Me personally, I'm in a position where I have the one cabinet. Do I want to upgrade? I do not see enough value or reason to upgrade to this cabinet with a piss poor monitor and piss poor artwork on it. Now, when it comes to if I was a brand new customer and I don't own an NBA Jam cabinet, well, my personal recommendation would be just seek out the 3/4 scale original edition. Has the same games, has online, has the same leaderboards, and already an established community of players who play on their NBA Jam cabinet. There's still people active in the lobbies on that cabinet as well. I would not go spend the extra money for this cabinet just because it's bigger. But then again, everyone has their own flavor and tastes and opinions, and if you are a huge Shaquille O'Neal fan, well, maybe you would want to have this in your house, and maybe you don't want to have the 3/4 scale, maybe you want to have the bigger cabinet in your home because you like the bigger size Arcade1Ups. But then again, guys, you are going to get a horrible, horrible screen to play on this cabinet, and you're probably going to end up regretting your purchase down the road. It's been really hard for me personally to enjoy the Golden Tee cabinet. Like, I've learned to live with it, and I think it's okay. But, you know, I don't want to have to learn to live with it when it comes to an NBA Jam cabinet. Like the Golden Tee where I'm going to want to play with my kid, and we're standing kind of at an angle because me and my son are big dudes, and the screen is all washed out and it looks like crap compared to my first NBA Jam cabinet. So I hope that makes sense versus the Golden Tee cabinet. Anyway, guys, that's my reaction to this. I'm definitely not going to be picking up the Arcade1Up Shaq Edition cabinet for those 3 main reasons. And I want to know what you think, guys. Are you still picking one up? I won't judge you if you are, but I definitely want to know, are you going to pick one up? Are you not going to pick one up? What's your reasoning below? Make sure you guys leave me that comments and feedbacks and reactions. And if you enjoyed today's quick news update video, do me a favor, give us a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.
Like I work in finance. God bless, no, this not by chance. Don't